So this is Bogus Dave's First Crime Spree, book number 4, an illustrated true story of humorous teen mayhem by David Champney. Bogus Dave's First Crime Spree, book 4 by David Champney. Crude, inconsistent illustrations and coloring hand-drawn by David Champney. Copyright 2026 by David Champney. All rights reserved. No part of this book may be reproduced, stored in a retrieval system, or transmitted in any form or by any means electronic, mechanical, photocopying, recording, or otherwise without prior written permission of the author. Warning. Do not attempt to recreate or enact any of the activity in this book. It could result in injury or death. It could also result in serious consequences from law enforcement agencies and/or officials. This book is meant for entertainment only. Throughout that summer, Bogus Dave and Larry would go walking around at night, usually looking for some kind of trouble to get into. Yeah, I have to wait till the end of summer to get my high school diploma. Sucks. Dave was talking to Larry. Yeah? I ain't even gonna worry about graduating, Larry responded. It wouldn't take them long at all to find trouble. Hey, let's go knock over the soda machine at the mini golf, Dave suggested. Yeah, Larry agreed. Dave and Larry were getting really good at tipping over the heavy soda machine. I'll bet that old man is getting really tired of this, Dave laughed, looking at the soda machine knocked over on the grass. I wonder how the heck he lifts it back up each time, Larry pondered. He's probably got to get a tow truck to come lift it, Dave chuckled. Dude, that's a lot of money to have to call a tow truck, Larry laughed back. Dave and Larry decided to go beat on the mini golf props. Crunch! Dave laughed as he broke off one of the wings of the windmill. Crack! As Larry kicked one of the small houses to hit golf balls in. After wrecking stuff at the mini golf, they decided to go mess with the little red flat fender Jeep that was behind Dairy Queen. This thing is as small as a golf cart, Dave said, checking out the Jeep. Yeah, I don't think I'd fit in there very well, Larry chuckled. As expected, Bogus Dave started breaking stuff on the old Jeep. Man, you love tearing stuff up, don't you? Larry laughed his ass off, watching Dave just destroy the Jeep. Why not? Nothing else to do in this boring town, Dave laughed. Larry laughed in agreement. Another crazy thing Bogus Dave and his pals enjoyed doing was firing off their golf ball cannon. A few years before this crime spree happened, a friend of Ron's older brother had stolen a chunk of steel. It was taken to a machine shop and turned into an actual cannon that shot golf balls. It had a launch hole. It was made of hardened steel, and it had actual mounting pegs. And then down here was the fuse hole. The way it worked was to insert a piece of fuse, then pour in gunpowder. Then stuff a bunch of toilet paper in the launch tube and pack it down with a hammer and a piece of broomstick. That should be packed down enough, Ron told Dave. Cool, let's light it off, Dave said. Usually, One roll of toilet paper was enough to pack it good. Then they'd place the cannon in the street, light the fuse, and run. "It's about to blow," Larry said as him and the guys ran off to by Dave's garage. It sounded like thunder when it went off. Boom! They could fire it off 2-3 times. Then the police would come around trying to figure out what the noise was. Dave and the guys would hide in the basement watching out the window. One of the other ways they liked to make noise was driving around at night with the megaphone. "Hey, is everybody sleeping?" Dave laughed as he screamed through the megaphone. Dave and the guys would drive around for hours, blaring out, making people's nights miserable. "Sarah, you're a tramp!" Dave yelled, laughing. Ron and Frank and Larry just laughed as they drove along through neighborhoods. "Rah!" Dave just yelled into the megaphone. Larry and Ron laughed, knowing people would be woken up mad. One night, Bogus Dave was home watching TV when the phone rang. It was Ron. Him and Frank were over at Larry's house. "Has your mom gone to work? We were going to come over and hang out," Ron asked him. "Yeah, she left a while ago." "Hey, bring me some of that wire you snagged from the barn burglary," Dave told him. "Cool, no problem. It's really nice out, so we're going to walk over. See you in a while," Ron told him. "All right, I'll be here just hanging out," Dave responded. Normally, it only takes 20 minutes or so to walk from Larry's house to Dave's. About 12 minutes later, Dave heard Ron's car come speeding down the street and up into the driveway. Slam, slam, the doors. "Huh?" Dave was wondering what was going on. Frank, Ron, and Larry came bursting in, scared and out of breath. "Oh my God!" Larry cried out. "Holy crap!" Ron yelled. "Dude, you ain't gonna believe what happened," Frank told Dave excitedly. "What?" Dave was caught off guard. Ron plopped down on the couch. Frank caught his breath. Larry went into the kitchen and poured a big glass of Kool-Aid. When they had calmed down, they started to tell Bogus Dave what happened. "We were walking down that gravel to the field behind the mini golf." Ron started. "Ron got all mad because of the burrs and weeds sticking to his pants." Frank interjected. "Huh? Yeah?" Larry just gulped down Kool-Aid in the kitchen. "So I said, screw this. Let's go back and get my car." Ron started again. "I had burrs all over my pants and socks too," Frank spoke up. "You got any chips?" Larry asked, being hungry as usual. "Yeah." Dave just laughed at everything going on. "The damn wire was all tangled with weeds, so I grabbed a rock and tied it to one end," Ron started saying. Then Ron twirls it above his head like a lasso and launches it above the power line." Frank finished motioning with his hand what Ron had done. "No way! Then what?" Dave asked. Larry started in on a bag of chips. "The wire sails over. It touched down on the power line." Ron stood up to show and gesture what had gone down. "There was a flash of light. Then boom! Some street lights went out." Frank stood up and motioning to describe what happened when Larry Ron threw the wire. "Whoa!" Dave was surprised. It was crazy, Larry said from in the kitchen. We took off, back to Larry's house. I ain't run that hard in a long time, Ron told him. Dude, we saw like 5 cop cars on the way here. We were freaking out for real, Frank told Dave. I want to try this, Dave laughed, excited. Larry just gulped down more Kool-Aid. Ron, Frank, and Larry had had enough craziness for the night. Bogus Dave wanted very badly to go out and knock out power lines. No way, dude. I ain't going back out there tonight. I'm just going to chill out, Ron told him angrily. We're going to hang here for a while, till things cool down. Then we're all headed home, Frank told Dave calmly. Whatever, but I am going to try this out, Dave said.